Yo, what's up, gamers? Welcome to Tricky Jim. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully, you're having a lovely Wednesday. Ready for some Pokemon TCG action, because that's what we've got on the agenda tonight. I am getting closer to my goal of going live at 6 p.m. on League nights. League starts at 7. I would like to go live at 6. so that I can chit-chat about random stuff. But I'm pretty close. It's only quarter after, and I've got something to do, so that's a big part of the reason as well that I'm going live a little earlier. I've got a booster box to open. Finally, the glory of Team Rockets. I have 2 boxes, okay? And these boxes are going for quite a bit right now. They're like 150, 160 bucks, whatever. I was able to get this one from Full Grip. I got another one from my buddy Sean. And I'm going to keep one sealed, and I'm going to open one booster box. The set that I've been looking forward to for so long, honestly, that's okay. The one booster box is going to be worth it. I used to be able to open like 5, 6, 7 booster boxes. And the thing about those times were that the budget was higher and the cost was lower. Nowadays, budget is tighter and the cost is higher. So just maybe we'll get back to the good old days of me cracking like 7 booster boxes without a care in the world. But it's just, this is the status of my life right now. So I am going to enjoy every single one of these booster packs, and I am going to cherish them, because this is the one booster box of this set that I'm opening, and the other booster box is going to stay sealed in my closet looking pretty. So I better open the Secret Art Rare Mewtwo, because this is my only chance. This is my only chance. It's my one booster box, my only chance. So yes, that's that's the deal. Thankfully, though, I've been resourceful. As the budget has gone down and the cost has gone up, it has caused me to get resourceful. And I was able to do some traveling around this weekend, and I found someone who had a bunch of Glory of Team Rocket bulk. So I was able to get my hands on a bunch of Glory of Team Rocket bulk. I was able to order some proxies for like some of the high rarity cards, just in case I wasn't able to source them. I ordered some proxies of them. So that's I'm able to do decks and gameplay and all of that leading up to the Destined Rivals 6K doubleheader. So the entire month of May, I'm going to be doing Destined Rival stuff. I'm excited about that. Jesse's got Milwaukee this weekend, so he wasn't here to stream this week. But I do have Chase is going to be joining me tomorrow to film some games. We're going to film some games off stream so that I can try to produce them like I did with the Ben Morse video on Guard of War. I'm going to try something a little bit like that. But then I've got Jesse is coming in next week for some Destined Rivals stream gameplay. So like Destined Rivals content is coming. It is on the agenda. Thank you so much, Hockey Dude, for that sub in the 15 months. Appreciate you, Hockey Dude. Thank you. And hello everyone on YouTube as well. Logan says, just booked my flight for the 3K this morning. Can't wait to see the Disneyland of the TCG. That's hype, Logan. Thank you so much for making the trip out. Space is limited for the Destined Rivals 6K doubleheader, so definitely make sure to sign up for that if you are at all interested. We've got over 90 people signed up for Standard right now and 60 for GLC. Huge thank you to Swizzerton, the 2,500 bits. Swizzerton, thank you. It means a lot. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your continued support. Bit King Swizzerton, back at it again. Nate on YouTube says, sorting bulk and smoking a pipe while I watch you rip. Ain't that a vibe, Nate? Ain't that a vibe? Let's get into it. I've got a Mountain Dew Zero. Okay, I'm pretty sure Mountain Dew, and this is not this is not a plug, okay? This is just from the bottom of my heart. I'm pretty sure Mountain Dew has solved the sugar-free soda, okay? It's not this one. It's the Baja Blast, okay? Baja Blast Zero, Mountain Dew has solved soda, not just sugar-free soda. They've solved soda in general. I will go as far as to say that Mountain Dew has solved beverages, okay? Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero is like the nectar of heaven, okay? It's incredible. It's literally the best thing I've ever tasted. It's so good. It's amazing. See, first you just have to get used to drinking zero. First you got to stop drinking sugar altogether, okay? Because then your brain gets used to the zero, all right? You have to get your brain and your body accustomed to the zero sugar thing. And then once you get accustomed, then you're just in heaven every day. I could drink these like they're water. I could just knock them back like it's water. No consequences. No calories. No cavities. I ran 6.5 miles this morning, and now I get to pound Dew Zeros all day. This is just Dew Zero, all right? The Baja Blasts are a little bit more difficult to come across. Sometimes my grocery store doesn't have them, but I do have a 12-pack of the Baja Blast at home. Anyways, that's my intro. I've been hard at work this week working on my documentary. Goodness gracious, TCG enthusiasts. This Tricky Jim documentary video is gonna be sick, okay? Legendary content coming up. And I'm filming the finale at NAIC this year. So it's coming along. Really, I am gonna have the documentary like finished, except for the footage that I get at NAIC. So the hope is that right after NAIC, I can drop this thing and, you know, hopefully y'all like it, because I'm really just making it kind of for me. I'm making it, kind of for me. So like, hopefully you guys like it too, because I know, God knows that I'm not going to make the money that I spent on it back. Not even close. It's just not even close. The time, effort, and all that I spent on it is like, there's no way to recoup that. But I think the video is going to be legendary. So the runtime, I have no idea what the runtime is going to be right now. I've got like 15 or 20 minutes laid out currently, but there are like 2 whole guests that I haven't added in. I could see it being 40 minutes. I could see it being 40 minutes. It depends also like how long I want to let interviews like run. Like I have Chief with the tier 2 sub. Thank you, Chief. I would love for it to be an hour. I would love for it to be an hour, but I feel like in order for it to be an hour, I probably need a couple more guests. Yo, thanks for that tier 2, Chief. I really appreciate it. 27 months. I feel like an hour is like perfect for like a documentary style video. An hour is like banger material. So I could definitely make it an hour. I definitely can. Because I have over an hour of footage, like by a lot. But I want it to be, but the thing is I want it to be like really solid as well. I don't want it to be like rambling and like disjointed. I want it to feel like a solid, like a concise hour, you know, like a jam-packed, drama-filled hour of pure TCG lore bliss. I have this like this huge finale planned for NAIC that I've been waiting literally a year, and then like an entire year to get this together, and it's all the pieces are in motion. It's finally happening. So I'm very, very excited about that. One of the most difficult things about doing a documentary style video though is like badgering people for images and source material and stuff like that. So like that is something that I am very much in the process of doing, trying to gather, visual flair to accompany the stories that are being weaved. So I hope it will not disappoint. I hope that you will all enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed making it. It's been a ton of fun. So that's what I've been up to this week, laying everything out, taking a look at it. I'm very pleased with like the quality and how it looks so far, which is surprising because I almost hate I hate everything that I make. So like I'm looking at it and I don't actively hate it. So like that's pretty good. I only hate it a little bit. So that's usually pretty solid. Yo, thank you, Aaron, for that sub in the 70 months. Appreciate it. All right, we got 35 minutes until league starts. Let's get cracking. I was able to build some decks too. So kind of to briefly show off some of the decks that I have built from Destined Rivals. Let's check this out. All right, see, that's my proxy Garchomp. Okay, I don't have a Garchomp yet, but that's my proxy. I didn't open Heatwave Arena, so I've got some proxy stuff in here. But that, they look pretty good though. Like they don't look horrible. That's fine. I know. I hate you having to use proxies, but those look pretty good though. They do look pretty good. But now I think I've got a source for Japanese cards though, like Japanese bulk. I think I found some whatnotters. That's what you really need to do. If you want to like source Japanese bulk cards, you gotta hit up the whatnotters, because the people that crack for whatnot, like they don't even know what to do with their bulk, right? So like they'll pretty much sell it to you for nothing. So I was able to source some whatnotters, and I think I have a plug for Japanese bulk now that I can get real cheap. I think the Rockets Mewtwo deck is cool. I'm like working on it. I think the Mimikyu's like insane, and the draw engine is also like pretty nuts because you've got this stadium here, which you could just, being able to draw 2 on top of like search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon is very good. Being able to draw 2 on top of like all these other crazy supporters you got. Like this one could fill your hand to 8, and then you could do that. You literally can fill your hand to like 10. It's a lot. Thanks, Mr. Incredible. 40 months. So I'm working on that right now. Thank you, King Red Slime, with the Prime sub. And then I've also got the Porygon Z deck. Oh, baby. Porygon Z. I think it does like more damage for the amount of rocket supporters you have in the discard pile. So the whole deck is like literally rocket supporters. I think I'm supposed to have Unfair Stamp in here, so I got to grab one of those. But yeah, whole deck is just rocket supporters, and you chuck them in the discard pile and they do more damage. Crazy. Let's open the set. I need the Rocket Mewtwo Secret Art Rare. Okay, it's just what it is. So hopefully we can find that right here in this booster box. I'm going to be sleeving my hits in Dragon Shield sleeves. And this booster box was purchased from Full Grip Games. Thank you, Pawk, for that Prime sub. Let's go. My glory of Team Rocket booster packs. Look how lovely. They look beautiful. Don't they, chatters? They look great. I don't know if I'll even get to open any Destined Rivals. I hope so. That'd be sick. It'd be sick if Pokemon sent me some Destined Rivals. That would be hype. I would be very excited about that. All right, folks, let's see what we can do. My first ever booster pack of the Team Rocket set. We've got Torchic. We've got Tarantula, Primate, Zamazenta, and Lurantis. Mankey, Zubat, and we've got our Clamperl evolution, Gorbis, yes. Rockets Tarantula. Yo, Jesse, I see you in the chat. Are you going to be able to stream Rocket Destined Rivals next Wednesday? After the Milwaukee Regional Championships? Also, are you guys playing Goldengus again? At the, you guys running it back with a Dengo? I know you're running it back with a Dengo. Don't lie to me. Nice. All right, we got Jesse. Going to be streaming Destined Rivals decks. And our art rare, our first art rare is the wonderful Kangaskhan. Look at that, Kangaskhan with his buddy Quagsire there along the side of the road. Beautiful card. Absolutely gorgeous card there. Now I am hoping, what? Probably the what's the art rare with the Sneasel on it? That's the one I want. But Kangaskhan is very handsome, so that's all right. And is this our secret rare? We got the Crobats. All right. Rockets Crobat EX full art. Dang it. That's not the Mewtwo art rare. It's all good, though. Very cool card. Rockets Crobat EX. 310 hit points. Got an ability. Places 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon when you evolve it. 120 damage for 2 darkness. Bounces back to your hand. Boom. Got Crobat. I do love Crobat. As a Pokemon. Very cool card. I do like that they put the trainer silhouette in the background on these full arts. So that does look mighty nice. But now, with the secret rare out of the way, pretty much means that I cannot pull my beloved art rare. Looks like I've got 2 Crobat now. Very cool. Be nice to pull a Mewtwo so that I could put it in my Mewtwo deck. That would be hype. I don't have a Crobat deck built right now. I do have a Ethan's Typhlosion deck. Yeah, I've got everything I need, Jesse, for the gameplay. Yeah, I've got a Ethan's Typhlosion. I've got that deck. I've got... The only thing I don't have is like Meg Cargos if I want to build Ho-Oh Meg Cargo. I have seen that the cards from Destined... Yo, there we go. Mewtwo. Yes. Rockets Mewtwo EX. It looks gorgeous. Really wanted that card for my deck, so excited about that. In fact, this guy is going to go right in place of one of my proxies that I've got in the Rockets Mewtwo deck. Beautiful. I gotta say, these Rockets cards look absolutely amazing in the Nebula sleeves, the new Dragon Shield Nebulas. Looks fantastic. Love that. And Spidops too. Cards look really good. So, stoked about that. Now, if you've been looking at the results from Japan, all right, the Team Rocket decks have not been putting up results, okay? Not great results, chatters. But that's okay. That's okay. Surely the cards are not as bad as they look, judging by the results from Japan. Surely it's just a deck building issue, and we will solve the Rockets decks. Surely. Yes. And wow, okay, we've got Clam Pearl. So I've got one more art rare that I could potentially pull in this booster box. Clam Pearl art rare. Very pretty. However, I do want the Rockets, guys. So I am hoping that with my third art rare, I can at least pull one Rocket guy. That would be fantastic. I really hope that. That would be good. Thank you, Jazzy Josh, for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. The Reno Muck Rocket Bomb. I got the Wobbuffet. I think the Wobbuffet's okay. I really, really like the Rockets Mimikyu because it's got free retreats. So it's like a great opener and also can one-shot Dragapult for just one Rockets energy if you've got Lily's Clefairy in play. So I think I value the Mimikyu pretty highly, but the Wobbuffet is kind of fun if your Rockets Mewtwo gets hit for a lot of damage. You could retreat into the Wobbuffet and then move all that damage off of your Rockets Mewtwo. Rockets Mewtwo does have 280 hit points, and you could put a Bravery Charm on it, so you can give it 330 hit points, which is like an obscene amount of HP. So I'm not like a total non-believer in the Wobbuffet. I think the Wobbuffet's like pretty good, actually. The ability to just heal one of your... It's because the Mewtwo is like so gigantic, right? Yeah, Mewtwo, he's so freaking huge, man. Like, honestly, 280 hit points is kind of obscene with the Bravery Charm on a basic. Like, basic, we're talking basic Pokemon with 330 hit points. Another Porygon Rocket Ball. And okay, all right, this is fine. I did completely dodge Rockets art rares, but the Blaziken, all right, I am really excited about this Blaziken actually, because I'm working on a new Gym Leader Challenge deck featuring this Blaziken, and now I can put the Blaziken in my Gym Leader Challenge deck. And this art on the Blaziken is incredible. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'll have to find the Rockets art rares elsewhere, it seems, but that's okay. I do have this Blaziken, and the Blaziken is gorgeous. This card just looks so good. Absolutely love that. This is one of my favorite looking cards in the set. So definitely my favorite card that I've pulled so far. Amazing looking card. And the Blaziken is just really, really good in Gym Leader Challenge format. It's got 170 hit points, which is like a healthy amount of HP for a single prize stage 2 Pokemon. And then its attack does 120 damage, and then you discard 2 energy from Blaziken, and it does 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. There's this card legal in Gym Leader Challenge called Burning Energy, which when it gets sent to the discard pile, it just goes back to the Blaziken. So essentially it just would make it so that you can use the attack for 1 energy. There is also Boomerang Energy, which I guess does the same thing. So it's possible to use this attack back-to-back turns without actually discarding any energy. I don't know that the Boomerang Energy is necessary, but still pretty cool. And then 2 Colorless Energy for 70 damage. It's not bad either. Overall, just a very good card. And now that I can't play Amazing Raikou in my Lightning deck anymore, I have committed myself fully to building the best Blaziken fire deck that I can, because I really like that attack. I think it's very powerful. Huntail. The Huntail Gorbis deck, I think, is just a complete meme. They both evolve from Clamperl, so you kind of have that, like, you know, is already problematic. The fact that you've got 2 different stage 1s that you want to have evolved from the same basic. But Huntail's got this ability that when like your active Pokemon gets knocked out, all the water energy come back to your hand instead of going in the discard pile. And then Gorobus has got this attack that allows you to attach as many water energy as you want to the Gorobus. Yeah. And you kind of are supposed to chain your energy that way. Yeah, I don't think that that's like a real strategy, but you know, maybe you can see some silly decks on TCG Live, you know, and have some silly games using the Gorobus Huntail deck. Tarantula, we've got the Rockets Tyranitar, and it's fighting type, so you can use it in Gym Leader Challenge format, as the Rockets Pupitar and the Rockets Larvitar are all fighting type. It's got this ability, places 2 damage counters on your opponent's basic Pokemon between turns. So that's pretty swifty. And the Rockets Pupitar, yes, the Rockets Pupitar has an attack that does like 30 and then 10 to everything, and then boom, you can like instantly go evolve into the Tyranitar. So that card's pretty neat as well. Nirina, Arbok, and Ampharos. Got Giovanni, Rockets Hypno. Another Rocket Energy. Very nice. And what is this? Arboliva? The Arboliva EX. It's actually got a pretty crazy attack. For 1 grass energy, you pick one of your opponent's Pokemon 6 times. So you get to... Basically what happens is you get to place 120 damage on your opponent's Pokemon, divided up into chunks of 20. But it is damage dealt, not damage counters placed, so it would get blocked by Shaman, which is the new bench barrier in the format. So something like that, right? It's pretty cool. I mean, 120 damage spread for 1 grass is not bad, but it does get blocked by the new Shaman, so something to think about. Shiggy in the chat wants to know, do I think modern day Rocklock has any legs? I've thought about it quite a bit, because like, how cool would that be? But I don't think so. I mean, you're talking about a deck that would have to, you'd have to get like a whole bunch of stage 2 Pokemon out, and then your guys are getting one shot like extremely easily. You're not ramping nearly enough damage. Like, imagine a deck like Yo and the Regirock. I think the secret art rare of this Rockets admin looks like really nice as well. Very cool. What's up, Regirock? Welcome. It doesn't do enough damage. I don't think it does enough damage. It doesn't spread enough damage. Doesn't do enough damage. I think, you know, think of a deck like Raging Bolts, or like, I just don't know that it ramps up enough damage against a deck like that when you're like having to chain stage 2 Pokemon. That's my biggest concern. But I would love to be wrong. I would love for the Rocklock deck. I mean, because all the pieces of the Rocklock deck are legal. You've got the Devolution TM. You've got the Ampharos, places damage counters on Pokemon when they evolve. You've got the Rockets Tyranitar, place damage on basics. Hey, my dude, Rockets Sneasel. I think this is so cool. They made Rockets Sneasel a holo rare. Just love that. And there's no Rockets Weavile. So really, they just kind of like paid homage to the fact that there used to be a Rockets Sneasel EX, which is one of the strongest Rockets cards ever printed. And Sneasel's kind of fallen quite a bit as far as like, I don't know, its status amongst the game designers. Like Sneasel used to be the backbone of an entire deck. Rocket Sneasel EX, Dragtrode was a very good deck in the Pokemon TCG back in 2006. And now Sneasel is mostly bulk. So to get a holo rare Sneasel again in 2025 is pretty exciting. And Sneasel is my favorite Pokemon ever. So to have Rocket Sneasel in holo rare, yeah, that's kind of hype. So Sneasel, you're a hit. Love it. And last booster pack of the box. And we've got our very own Spidops. Goes in the Rockets Mewtwo EX deck. Spidops has got an ability that charges an energy from the discard pile to itself, and then its attack does 30 damage times the amount of Team Rocket Pokemon you have in play. So it could do 180 for 2, and it charges energy to itself, so that's pretty good. And then it does combo with the Mewtwo, since Mewtwo has got an attack that does 160 damage, and then 60 more damage for each energy you discard from one of your bench Pokemon. You could discard up to 2. So you could do 280 damage with the Mewtwo if you discard some energy from the Spidops. And honestly, I've been kind of like building and testing out the Mewtwo deck. And the craziest thing about the Mewtwo deck is that you just have so much access to Gust. Any turn you want to Gust, you could just do that, because you've got the like Rocket's Radar, which could just search your deck for any Rocket supporter, and then you could just go get the Giovanni. The Mimikyu's got free retreat, so you could very easily just go. You basically have like a go search your deck for Guzma function when you're playing the Rockets deck, which is kind of crazy. So I think that's very powerful. And the Stadium just gives you a ton of draw power. You have a very explosive engine as well. Being able to go search out a supporter that says search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon that you can play on the first turn of the game going first is like really good too. The Rockets balls are good. So I think the Mewtwo deck is cool. And I look forward to playing with it more. Like I said, I got Chase is going to be joining me in the studio tomorrow. We're going to film some games with the new Rockets cards that I'm going to produce into YouTube videos. And then Jesse's coming, and I'm going to stream with Jesse next Wednesday to try out some new Destined Rivals decks. And then I need to figure out what the heck I need to, what the heck I want to play for NAIC, because that stuff is fast approaching. And I don't know. I don't have a standard deck. Okay, I've gone all year. I haven't gone to a single tournament all year. So I need to figure out a standard deck. I'll probably got to start playing TCG Live again, man. Crazy. Something else that's exciting, Natalie and I started brainstorming, started cooking up the invite structure for the Full Grip Invitational. So this upcoming year, Full Grip is going to be doing an invite-like system with our release weekend doubleheaders. And basically, it's also going to serve our locals. So like our league cups here at Full Grip are also going to play into the invite, and even our league nights are going to play into the invite as well. And this is how it's going to go. At least like from our brainstorming, this is kind of what we had as an idea. The tournament is going to be like, if you qualify for the invite, it's basically like a free 5K or whatever. Like it's like a free $5,000 cash tournament that you don't have to like pay to enter. And for our upcoming season, so this is going to start not with the Destined Rivals one, but it's going to start at the one after that. And I think our invite's going to happen every year, like in early August or so. And the concept that we were kind of spitballing, and this is not official yet, but just to kind of like yap about it a bit, is that everybody who finishes in the top 8 of the Full Grip release weekend standard event, if you finish in the top 8, you get an automatic invite. And if you finish in the finals of one of our league cups throughout the year, you get an automatic invite. And then the top 2 league finishers throughout the year also get an invite. So really, you're talking for $5,000, right? Or whatever the prize pool ends up. Maybe it's 3K, maybe it's 5K, but it's like a free 5K or whatever. Something like that. There's going to be 32 invites that are handed out from top 8s at our events, right? So because the top 8 of everybody, each one will get invited. So that's 32 invites right there. Our league cups that we hold, there's 4 of those in a year. So that's 8 more. So that's 32, that's 40. And then there's like potentially 2 more invites that would come from our league. But the way that it works is that like our league invites will pass down. So like if someone earns an invite for the, like if they top 8 one of the Full Grip release weekend events, but then they also get first at a cup, they basically just grift somebody else out of an invite at the cup. Like the 3rd place person for the cup doesn't get an invite. But if that person like also is the league leader in standard format at the end of the season, then the 2nd place and 3rd place league leaders would then get their invites. Okay, like the invite only kicks down for the league leaders, but not for like the cups, if that makes sense. So the concept would be that like this is just for standard, not for GLC. We do our own thing for GLC where we're gonna have like an invite, a GLC invite. Everybody who wins a badge at Full Grip GLC nights, they get entered to participate in an invite at the same time. So I think we are going to do a doubleheader invite. Like the Saturday invite will be for standard and the Sunday invite will be the GLC one, but they both have different invite structures, and the GLC invite structure is just our locals for the badge race. And then the GLC 3Ks are just standalone events that don't play into the invite system. That's kind of like what we're brewing up right now. But something that we're thinking about doing is like we'll have this invite structure. We'll have, we give out maybe 40 invites in a year to the Full Grip Invitational. But that's like, say only 30 people show up, say 28 people show up. You have basically like a very tight, concentrated invite for $5,000. Like the thing is, if you participate and get your invite to the Full Grip Invitational, right? Then you're already kind of close to the money because it's going to be a small invitational, if that makes sense. So the goal is for it not to be a 100-person invitational. The goal is for it to be like a 30-person invitational. So basically where you're competing in like and I think that's like a really cool thing, because that kind of thing doesn't really exist anymore, where you have like a small group of 30 invites that like compete for a large cash prize. Like I've heard that like Magic the Gathering has a very exclusive world championships, that they have like a 30-player world championships, but in Pokemon, Worlds has always been like hundreds and hundreds of people. It's always been quite large, at least in the modern history of the game. So I am excited about the potential to run like an invite system for our full grip event, and excited to see how players do. So that's something that we're cooking up. And another idea that we had is that we'll keep track of the invite list on trickygym.com, because that way a player could just like, boot up trickygym.com and just see like who's got their invite so far for the full grip invitational at the end of the year. And then we'll just like reset that list every year. But it should be pretty easy to keep track of, it'll be real easy to keep track of who has an invite, because it's not like point based or anything like that. I think it's just auto qualifications. Like you finish in top 8, you auto qualify for the invite. So should be a lot of fun. That's just another thing that we're gonna have going on for full grip games in the upcoming year. So how do we keep track of top local players? I think I was talking to Natalie about it, and like the top local players is just gonna, it's basically like, think of what we do for GLC, but like we're gonna do that for standard too. And the person with the most league wins in a calendar year, that's the league leader. And then second place is the person with the next amount of league wins. It's not like combined record. It's not going to be combined record for league leaders. It's not going to be overall record, because that would discourage players from like playing silly decks or like, trying new strategies, or it would also like weirdly encourage players to like drop if they don't like the deck they're playing on a given night, right? Like if they go 2-0, it encourages players to do weird things like show up at league, go 2-0 and drop, right? And if I just show up at league and I only ever go 2-0 and drop, then like I'll probably have the best record because I never have to play anybody at 3-0, right? So like we're not going to do combined records for the invite. It's just going to be the amount of wins that you've gotten at league over the course of the year. That's the idea. Lando Bats misses me. Yo, what's up, Joseph? That's right, Ben. Your top 8 doesn't count because the invite system did not exist yet. So you're going to have to, and it's not going to be in effect for the Destined Rivals one either. This is all going into effect. Think of it, we're aligning the full grip season with TPCI's World Championship season. And the idea is that the full grip invitational will be like a lead up event to Worlds. That's kind of like where we envision it kind of, existing in the greater scheme of things. League is almost ready to get started, folks. It is 6:59. Gotta say, I think I timed that out pretty well. Standard League is upon us, and I think it'll be interesting once we get this. Once we get the invite system going, I'll be able to talk about our local league and talk about the league leaders for standard nights and talk about, players getting their invite to the full grip invitational and things like that throughout the year. So yeah, Tony on Twitch says, it's never been a better time to be a Pokemon player in Akron, Ohio. I am saying, like, literally, dude, it's never been a better time. Never been a better time to be a Pokemon TCG player in Akron, Ohio. True. Many are saying this. Squid Named Owl on YouTube asks, will I ever do straight expanded? Ugh. You know what? I don't know. Why, Maybe not. I don't know. The motivation to do expanded is not very high. I don't consider it to be terribly fun. I can't do it on TCG live. So I would just build expanded decks. I mean, I do a whole bunch of other deck building challenges, but those seem like, in a way, more fun. There's a big expanded tournament happening in Japan this weekend. And Stefan is going. Oh my God. I'm sure he's quite excited. This is like Stefan's dream. The expanded event in Japan. I don't know. Expanded doesn't really pique my interest too much, honestly. Which is crazy because, like, I mean, like, I played a lot of expanded pre-2020, and you know, I top 8 of the last expanded regionals ever produced. so like, you know, at one point I liked expanded, but to me, expanded is just it's gotten to a point where expanded just doesn't really make sense in the Pokemon TCG, right? The Pokemon just keep getting bigger and faster and stronger and more degenerate, and then you're combining those Pokemon with just the most broken trainers. I don't know. I don't really see it. Like, I'm good on Lugia. We just got out of Lugia V-Star Standard, and then you want me to hop into Lugia V-Star Expanded? Like, I think I'm good, bro. I think, like, I'm kind of chilling on all that, really. But I don't know. To me, I prefer Gym Leader Challenge. All right, we've got round 1 coming up, folks. Full Grip Games League Nights. Here we go. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. A little bit of a small night tonight here at the shop. That's okay. We've got John Patterson in the house. Your Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder champion. If you tuned in to the Full Grip Games, the first ever Full Grip Games retro events over the weekend, John Patterson was able to win Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder events with his Zoroark GX Decidueye GX deck. So huge congrats to John for that dub. And then we've got Dylan Ryan on the left, who was also able to capture his first stream win at the Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder event. So that was very exciting. All right, let's get some hype going for these players as they prepare for round number 1. There we are. Looks like John is maybe bringing Raging Bolt to the table. Let's see, he's got a Crispin and a Slitherwing in his hand. And then Dylan, not quite sure what Dylan has got for us yet in those stunning brown sleeves. I see a Buddy Poffin and an Iono. The Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder event was a ton of fun to produce. I was joined by 2004 Worlds finalist Chris Fulop in the casting booth, and it was fun to get to cast the event with him. Our next retro event is already in motion, the Base Neo event. Fun fact, it's actually going to be the second Base Neo event that we've ever hosted at Full Grip Games. And in the first base Neo event that we held, Chris Fulop and I met in the finals with our Kingdra decks. And I lost to Chris Fulop, unfortunately. But it was a ton of fun. And I am very much looking forward to our next retro event. July 26th, we'll be playing the base set through Neo format. Market calendars, should be a great time. And this game is underway. We've got John Patterson versus Dylan Ryan. John is playing the Raging Bolt deck. We can see on the right. Dylan has got Blood Moon Ursaluna in the active, so that doesn't necessarily narrow it down too much. A lot of decks play Blood Moon Ursaluna, as it is one of the strongest basic Pokemon in the formats. It looks like it's Dragapult. Now I do see a Dracloak and a Fire Energy, and that'll narrow it down a lot more, actually. Solid looking board here so far for John. Got Raging Bolt, some energy in hand with the Earthen Vessel, Nest Ball. He can use Nest Ball to go get a Fan Rotom. Fan Rotom can use the Fan Call ability. And John can search his deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less. Put them into his hand. Looks like he's going for 2 Hootoots and a Noctowl. In order to use that Noctowl's Jewel Seeker ability, he will need to have a Terra Pokemon in play, so hopefully he can find that. Hooters on the bench. Energy to Raging Bolt, and then it's got a Sada in hand, so no Terra Pokemon yet. Decided to use the Nest Ball on the Fan Rotom, which I think is the correct choice, but does have Sada in hand with the energy in the discard pile thanks to the Earthen Vessel. So kind of has that loaded up and ready to go. And can use Sada to draw 3 cards, accelerate an extra energy into play. I do see that John also has a second Raging Bolt already in hand, though that hand may get Iona to the bottom of the deck, because I think that is Dylan's supporter for turn. Now, something that is really not favoring Dylan here is the fact that he opened the Blood Moon Ursaluna. This is actually a terrible opener. Not just in general, but like specifically for this matchup. That Blood Moon Ursaluna could easily give up 2 prizes this next turn, with John's kind of foreboding Raging Bolt EX there in the active spots. Things could get ugly rather quickly. We've got an energy onto Dreepy. Sada onto Raging Bolts, draw 3. Left some bench space open. There's no point in putting the second Raging Bolt down because... Oh, and John actually is going to miss this knockout. Doesn't have a Terra Pokemon, so cannot use Jewel Seeker. Yeah, and just like a really weird spot, right? Like, John's just going to put an extra energy into play just to have it there. I do think that potentially the extra grass energy should just go to the active, right? Because it's the safest place for it. And Dylan did not Iono. He's got the Jacques right here, so maybe he was favoring keeping that Jacques. Yeah, and John decided not to burst for. He does have some valuable stuff in his hand, so I get that. And honestly, if Dylan doesn't... Well, I guess John, you know, putting the energy on the fan rotom is also fine because it's technically possible with a Curse Blast and a Dragapult to take the knockout on Raging Bolt, though would not expect that to happen this turn, as we do still have the Blood Moon in the active spot. We've got a couple recon directives from the Tricloak. We see a Paradreepy, easy choice. Yeah, John's got like a really good hand, actually. Aside from the fact that there is no like Terra Pokemon in there, John's got Crispin. He's got another, like at this point, just bench the other Raging Bolt, Crispin, attach, blow up the thing, right? It's probably fine. I think you want to have another... it's weird though. Maybe don't bench the other Raging Bolt and bench Mew EX instead. Because Mew EX give you, or Pheasantipity, one of those two, but you kind of have to save a bench spot open for the Teal Mask. So you should probably put like one of your draw support Pokemon down. It should probably be Mew over Fez, because the worst thing that could happen is you get unfair stamped. Mew could kind of help you draw out of that. All right, so John's using Crispin. Extra energy to the Raging Bolts. John's going to take a 2-prize lead. We know Dylan's sitting on Iono. Energy to Hoot Hoot. Fez gets dropped, and oh, does he? Is John gonna agree with me? Going Mew instead? That's what I'm saying. Yes, he does agree with me. Yeah, I think the Mew is the correct drop, because I think I actually think it's more likely that you get unfair stamped, and you know, and it's possible that Dylan chooses not to take a knockout. So then Mew is like guaranteed to draw kind of more. And then Mew also has free retreat. So I like that. That's a good thought. John gonna attack with Raging Bolt, goes to just 4 prizes remaining. And now Dylan has an opportunity to pop off more or less. Has got 2 Dracloak, each with 1 energy attached to them. He's got Fire Energy for the active, then just an Iono to 4. Going to set himself to a 6-card hand, but has the option to use 2 Recon Directive and to flip the script. So I think Dylan is going to be seeing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards off of this Iono, which is kind of obscene. It's a lot of cards. There's 6. And then Dylan seems to want to use Ultra Ball first, so he can go get a Dragapult, and then, now that he's thinned the Dragapult out of his deck, we'll proceed to use his abilities on board to draw cards. I'm going to see a couple of Recon Directive and the Flip the Script. It does feel bad if you blow up Dusclops or Dusknoir at this point, because you just used Iono to limit your opponent's hand, and then if you blow up Dusclops or Dusknoir, you're kind of giving your opponent an additional card to their hand. So I wouldn't expect to see Dylan use that ability quite yet. And that's exactly why I thought that John should have favored the Mew instead of the Pheasantipity, because it's possible that Dylan does not take a knockout this turn. Oh, and there is the unfair. And this is exactly what I was saying, right? This is the exact scenario I cooked up in my mind. I was like, yeah, imagine Dylan doesn't take a knockout and then unfair stamps, right? Exactly. And for this exact situation, like John did a really good job. He prepared for the worst and he put the MUEX down because that was the situation that was scariest, you know, and that's like a really smart way to play. Ask yourself, what's the worst thing my opponent can do to me this turn? And Dylan's going to get 5 to John's 2. And now can flip the script, get 3 more. And now Dragapult is going to be swinging for 200 damage, place 6 damage counters on a bench Pokemon. Won't be able to knock out a Hoot Hoot or anything because did not leave bench space for Hawlucha. I saw that John did draw into his ace spec. So he's got Prime Catcher. And that's going to be a Dragapult 200 damage Phantom Dive. And then spread some damage counters out on the bench. 2, 2, 2. And that, you know, it's not a bad draw for John here. He's got Prime Catcher and a Teal Mask Ogerpon. But is only going to get to draw 2 cards off the Mew. So it could get ugly. But John does have Burst Roar if things get too bad. So Prime Catcher, restart for 2. Does John find anything? Let's see. Squawkabilly, that's not going to do it. And it looks like John is kind of stalled out. That unfair stamp, super nasty. Leaving John with just a Raging Bolt, Boss, and Squawk in hand. But I think you kind of have to retreat and Burst Roar, though. Gosh, Dragapult is just such a nasty deck. And Dylan will have room for Hawlucha once he blows up Dusknoir. So it's not a big deal. Does feel bad to try and stall Dusknoir because the Dusknoir can just, or the Dusclops can just kind of blow itself up. And it looks like John is actually not going to Burst Roar. Instead, it's going to pass. I don't know if I like that because the Raging Bolt is more or less dead on the bench anyway. The Raging Bolt is just dead, period. So I think I would have liked to see John use Burst Roar. But Dylan has got potential to make some big moves this turn. He's got damage set up on both Hoot Hoot on the bench and the Fan Rotom and 200 damage on John's only attacker. Did see Dylan send the Dusknoir to the bottom of the deck instead of evolving it into play, though. So curious to see what he's working with here. Looks like Counter Catcher and EXP Share is the choice. EXP Share is a cool inclusion in this deck, allowing you to pass energy back when your Pokemon gets knocked out. Quite useful for the Dragapult decks that are not playing the Sparkling Crystal, as sometimes it can be difficult to chain energy attachments. EXP share to Dracloak. And it looks like Countercatcher's going on Hoot Hoot. Dylan's going to use Curse Blast, knock out a bench Hoot Hoot. And then I expect to see Dylan take probably 3 more prizes here. And just leave John with no Hoot Hoot in play. Clear the Raging Bolts. And then all you have to do is take your final 2 prizes to win. Which could happen with Blood Moon or Saluna. So a huge swing here for Dylan. And John has Ultra Ball now, which is not going to do him a lot of good. Well, it can't get a Noctowl. Still a good card. Could get Pheasantipity. Energy Retrieval for pair of energy. Ultra Ball 1 away, and the Squawkabilly. Go get Fez. Bench the Raging Bolts. The odds of Dylan just having win are just impossibly high, though. I mean, I think I see Boss's Orders already in Dylan's hand. I mean, it's just kind of inevitable at this point. John having to take that turn off in the middle of the game is just kind of a backbreaker. Yeah, Ultra Ball, going to discard Noctowl and the Squawkabilly. John can go get Fez, and then you want to restart, fill your hand to 3, flip the script, draw 3 more. And once again, it looks like Dragapult's kind of pulling a rabbit out of the hat with this one. The reset stamp just absolutely devastating John's board presence. And John really unable to find the Noctowl with the Teal Mask Ogerpon early. I feel like it's kind of what did him in here. He kind of had to take those 2 prizes on the Ursaluna. John kind of whiffed the maybe John is saying, like, okay, if I find Boss's Orders, I can. But then you also have to find a stadium. Like, Fan Rotom could hypothetically take a knockout. So I think that's probably what John is saying. Like, all right, force my opponent to have Boss. I have started to see Picnic Basket being played in some Japanese lists. It's true. Picnic Basket, what does it heal, like 20 from all your Pokemon or something? I think Fan Rotom should have 2 on it. Fan Rotom 2. All right, they can't hear me, chatters. I don't think it's going to matter. But I tried to call down. Yeah, the Picnic Basket. Is that what the world has come to? Heal 30 damage from each Pokemon? Dang. Back in my day, Fresh Water Set only healed 20. At least something is adjusting for inflation around here. Yeah, and I think John is just out of it at this point. Has to promote Fan Rotom and Boss. That will be game. Dylan taking the win in round number 1 over John. And Dylan backing up his first stream win over the weekend with another stream win here at League Nights. Dylan told me he's done playing silly decks at League and instead is going to go full sweaty try-hard mode. So there you go, Dylan. GG's. Congratulations. Getting that dub with Dragapult. All right, chat. Let's talk next format, chatters. Let's do it. Let's talk Destined Rivals. What do we got on the agenda? I know some of us are going to Milwaukee this weekend. I'm not. For me, my head is in Destined Rivals format because that's the format I'm going to play at NAIC this year. So that's what I'm thinking about. So let's take a look at what is going on over in Japan at the City League level. Guardy just won its 3rd major event in Standard. All right. Seems good. Seems like Gardevoir is kind of that deck, doesn't it? That's another Gardevoir dub right there. And I like this list a lot. This is looking like it's, the Brent Tonneson list. Yup. I really like the Brent Tonneson list. 4 research, 4 Iono. That's what I'm talking about right there. Sounds good. So, not much movement there in standard formats. We've had the same deck win a bunch of majors. Did not win the major in Malaysia. Okay, so the Malaysia Master Ball League. That was Dragapult. But it just seems to be a Gardevoir and Dragapult world, and we are all living in it. So, pick your favorite. If it's Gardevoir, play that. If it's Dragapult, play that. But I don't suggest that you play anything else because it doesn't seem good to suggest to play anything else. It seems like the best suggestions are to play Gardevoir. Oh, Gabe won this with Miraidon? What the heck? I didn't know that. That's cool. Wait, isn't Double Turbo rotated? Oh, that was pre-rotation. Oh, yeah. All right. Right? Pre-rotation? Yeah, pre-rotation. Okay. Yes, rotation started here in Atlanta. Very cool. Well, let's see what else we got. City Leagues. Okay. And the City League stuff, it mostly looks like I've been seeing a Grimmsnarl deck like all over the results lately. This deck right here. Grimmsnarl, this does not seem very real to me. I'm going to be honest. This seems like extreme cheese. But the City League results are kind of like filled with this deck. It's all over the place. Conceptually, what? We're accelerating energy into play. Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. You've also got Frostlass. Okay. You've also got Maractus. Okay. And you've got Monkey Dory. So I think Are you just like using Marnie's Grimmsnarl to put darkness energy on all of your monkeys? No, because you can only attach them to Marnie's Pokemon. So no, you can't even do that. You can only attach the darkness energy. Oh, and then you can energy switch, bro? Ain't no way. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, chatters. I don't know about this one. But it is kind of all over the place. All right, as far as the Ethan's Typhlosion deck, this is the version of the deck that I have built. What do you guys think is the best way to play the Ethan's Typhlosion? Because this is the way that I have it with a 2/2 Dunsparce, but I'm willing to think other ways about it. Dragapult Frostlass with Goldengo? Oh, that's so cringe. What is this guy doing here? 3 Monkey Dory, Frostlass. You're freezing Shroud on your own monkeys. I don't know how to look up City League decks with specific cards. No. I'm kind of having fun doing this, though. But no, I don't. I have to go like one by one like this. Not a single Rockets deck anywhere. There's a Blaziken deck here. Not a single Rocket deck. Frostlass Badoo is a real deck this format. This deck, huh? Is it a real deck? I mean, can't you just play I mean, I guess it's... Can't you just play like Turo Scenario and you just will never lose to this deck? It's certainly an anti-meta deck, right? So it's like a... I mean, I guess people aren't going to tech for it if it's not like that big though, right? So like one top 8, people won't tech for a deck that's just got one top 8 finish. You know, it was something that I was really excited about. I read Rocket's Tarantula and Rocket's Tarantula. Let's see. There I am. Rocket's Tarantula just one-shots a Badoo for 1 grass energy. It's crazy. 30 for 1. That's so hype. All right. Someone explain it to me like I'm 5. Why? Oh, that's funny. Why? What is Barney's Grimmsnarl bringing to the equation here? Explain it to me like I'm really stupid. Because I'm not seeing the translation from this to this. All right, this 3 Badoo, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, 180 and 30 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and you're accelerating 5. Like, I just don't get it. Is it just that it does 30 to the bench? How is it worth all the space? And then you're getting hit by your own Frostlass as well. You get the Spike Moose Stadium too. That doesn't help. Why is it good? Why is it good? Why is it good? This card reads so bad. Like, okay, someone explain to me, why is this card better than Charizard EX? Why is this card better than Charizard EX? I don't have the Marnie's Pokemon, Jesse. I don't even have proxies for the Marnie's Pokemon. I don't have any of it. The Marnie's cards are like the hardest ones to get. Well, it's hard to get because it comes in a theme deck. So you have to like buy the theme deck. It doesn't just like come in one of the sets. Yeah, it comes from the Marnie's Morpeko and Grimmsnarl EX theme deck. I guess it's like a dark Pokemon. Okay, it one-shots Guardy. That's the reason that I don't think any of you are giving me, is that it one-shots Guardy, right? It one-shots Guardy. It uses Darkness Energy, which is the same type of energy that Monkey Dory wants. It one-shots Guardy mostly. I'm pretty sure it's just here to one-shot Guardy. Because Guardy will just like destroy... Doesn't Guardy just kind of destroy this strategy? Doesn't it? Because Guardy can just Monkey Dory all of the damage back over to you. So isn't Guardy kind of just an auto loss for, you know, your typical... Maybe there's something there that I'm not seeing, but I guess you try to item lock them or something. But it seems like Guardy should do pretty well against the Frostlass deck. Because Curlias don't have abilities, Ralts don't have abilities. It's just the monkeys and Guardy EX. Yeah, thanks Griegner for that sub. Appreciate it. Armor Rouge. All right, this is way too in the weeds. Blaziken. I am curious as to what I have a Cynthia's Garchomp deck built, but I don't have it built with Blaziken. I have it built with Neo Upper Energy. Blaziken seems fine. If it's like you don't have the, like, do you really have the consistency to set up another stage 2? This is crazy. Blaziken for Rigorath. Okay. Frostlass Badoo still doing it. Miraidon hands. That's just the Joltik deck. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling like any of these decks are calling my name for NAIC. Now this deck, though. The Hops deck. The hops deck, it calls me. Jesse, for NAIC, I want to play a deck that has 0 evolutions in it. Is that possible? I'll allow 1 evolution if it's Joltik. Yeah, no evolving. Yeah. Evolving, cringe. The heck is this? 4 boss, 4. Yo, this is it, Jesse. This is it. This is how we Miraidon in 2025. Right here. Yes. Just play the Dawn. I know it got top 8 a couple weeks ago. I know. This is it. This is the deck, dude. Jesse, what do you think? Now that I've got you here in the chat, Jesse, what do you think of the new Joltik Miraidon deck? Is it good? Or is it not good? What do you think? Anyways, we've got round number 2 coming right up. Let's go, chatters. Let's go. Head over to the tournament table and see what we've got for round number 2. Oh, yeah. It's looking like Thad versus Benjamin Peacock. On the left, we've got Ben Peacock. On the right, we've got Thad Wayand. Both players 1-0 so far. At Full Grip League night, heading into round number 2. We've got 16 players tonight. We had 15 apparently, and then Joe Rowe showed up late. So it's a 4-rounder. And first place is going to be receiving $90 store credit. Second place, $60 store credit. Third and fourth place each get $45 store credits. So some great prizing on the line for these players, and our round number 2 is underway. Looks like that is going to be rocking that Raging Bolts, and Ben has got... Oh no, say it ain't so! Dude! Just like that? And it's over? Frick, man. What about my content? It's all good. Ain't that just the way? Ain't that just the way, folks? Looks like we got more talking about next format to go. So let's do it. Pull another match? Man, these guys are already started. I'll make them move their entire game. Look how locked in they are. I'm not going to make them move their entire game. Yeah, let's talk NAIC. Let's talk Rocket decks, okay? Why? I've got a bunch of decks built. I've got the Rocket Spide Ops deck. That deck seems sweet. I've got the Porygon Z deck. That deck seems questionable. Yo, what's up? Grigner with the 5 gifted subs. Yeah, appreciate you, Grigner. Thank you so much for the 5 gifties in the hype. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's talk. Let's talk. The base Neo event is coming up too in July. Here we go. What kind of content we bring up? I know every time I think about building a Crowback deck, Jesse, I just think that it's probably so bad, though. I'm like, dang. They didn't power creep Crobat nearly enough. It's like way too similar. 239 Celestial Guardians. Are these Pocket? I have not opened Pocket in months. What's going on in Pocket World? I heard there's. I think I heard that Rare Candy's out. Rare Candy. They finally just released Rare Candy. They said, whatever, dude. Here you go. Rare Candy. Why? After all, why not? You can pick up damaged colorless Pokemon. Guzma, that's not what Guzma does. That's funny. Interesting. Let's see the artwork. A little Marowak, he's cool. He's cool. Yo, all right, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a sick looking. That's like, yeah, that's probably the coolest looking Drampa. Yeah, that Drampa looks insane. That Decidueye looks amazing. Oh, they're playing for fun? That's cool. Do you guys want to watch them play a fun game, or you want to talk about NAIC decks? Let's look at the Guzma. It's pretty nice looking. And there's more shiny Pokemon? I didn't even think... This isn't even the shiny set. Are they just like printing shiny Pokemon and every... That's Flying Flip Tapu Koko. That's Tapu Koko promo right there. That's a... This is supposed to beacon. That's not what that card's supposed to do. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, so NAIC. What beats Gardevoir? What deck? I just want a deck that beats Gardevoir, Raging Bolt, and Dragapult. All right. I just want to beat all three very consistently. All right, where could you see like... Is Trainer Hill still doing matchup breakdowns? Oh, baby. Here we go. I should put in 10 games of each of the meta decks and go from there. Can't I just, like, theoremon my way to the answer? Okay, let's see here. So, yeah, I should just be able to think my way to the answer for sure. Shouldn't you just look at this chart and then just pick the deck that has the best matchups against the potential meta? Aren't you trying to look for the deck with like the most blues? All right, so Flareon knocked out. 47% versus Dragapult Dusknoir. And 47% against Gardevoir. So you can't play Flareon knocked out in good conscience. You're looking for decks that have blue here and blue there. That deck does not exist. There is no deck that consistently beats Dragapult and Guardy. Right? $50-50s. Oh, okay. So it's not a 50-50. I see. 48, 48, and 14. 36, 38, and 6. You would take 50-50s to the two best, most popular decks in format? Why would you do that? I want like a shoe-in versus one of them, like the Enzoric deck. Enzoric is broken, dude. Look at this. 52% against Dragapult, 67% against Guardy. Why aren't we playing N, dude? The N's deck is nuts. Yeah, well, look at... All right, so you're not beating Pikachu. You're not beating the Joltik box, okay? You're not beating the Joltik box. And you're losing to, like, everything else. Hop Zacian deck. Dang, looking downright horrendous versus Golden Go. Gardevoir loses hard to Golden Go. Okay. Why does Gardevoir lose to Golden Go? What is it about the Golden Go matchup that makes this so lopsided? It's hard to one-hit KO the Dengo right away. Yeah, that makes sense. Poison Archaludon. All right, Terra Box. Yeah, what? So Terra Box just kind of goes even with everything. Loses. What makes a slow pulse as opposed to just what? Just no Dusknoir in your Dragapults? Stamp over Crystal. Are you assuming that a Dragapult deck without Dusknoir is playing Stamp over Crystal? So your favorite in the mirror, if you don't play the Dragapults, or if you don't play the Dusknoir, your favorite in the mirror, but you're still not favored against Guardy. You're worse into Guardy. Okay. All right. What are the meta breakdowns of the latest like? Is this what the meta breakdown looks like of like for online tournaments right here? Oh, major. Oh, you got majors? Oh, yeah. Show me this. Limitless Labs? What the heck is Limitless Labs, dude? I'm so out of it right now. Welcome to Limitless Labs. On here you can find experimental features and in-depth tournament data that goes beyond our regular database. At the moment, that includes detailed standings and metagame analysis for tournaments that have necessary information available through Arcanine. PlayLatam.net. Okay. Metagame. All right. Ties are calculated as 1/3 of a win. All right, dude. We got to play Roaring Moon to Dunsparce. This is the BDIF, 77%. Can't you see? I figured out how to use this. This is the list. We should play this. This is it. Right here. All right, fine. We'll go second place. Fernando, though. This is literally the plot of Moneyball. I mean, Fernando, world champion, second place, Monterey Regional Championships. You're not going to trust Fernando? Fernando went into this event losing to Guardy and still got second. All right, Joltik Box. It's looking like Joltik Box is the play. Look at this deck. This deck had insane conversion. All right, what's Joltik Box's meta breakdown? Yo, why is there no meta breakdown for Joltik Box? Get my Joltik Box in here. Let me see the matchup spread. There's no matchup spread for Miraidon Joltik Box. This sucks. All right. But there's one for Espathra. There's one for Copper-Raja. Yeah, it's not there. Matchups. Versus Dragapult Dusknoir, 67%. Versus Raging Bolt, 56%. versus Gardevoir. Dead even, 9-9-2. Sheesh. Three, 3-2 versus Raging Bolt in day 2. This is kind of fascinating to look at. Okay. Yeah, Limitless Labs. This is nuts. Wow. I feel so powerful. See, why do you need to do any amount of testing when you could just do this? Limitless Labs has completely removed the need for all testing. I could figure the whole format out by just looking at this. I don't need to play at all. We just need to look at this. All right, let's look at the Joltik box. All right, Joltik box. That seems pretty good. And then everything else got a crap win percentage. Oh yeah, dude. Flareon Noctowl though, kind of up there, 95 and 83. That's pretty good. Gardevoir, look at these ties. I guess every deck kind of has. Should people just be tying? Dude, we need to eliminate ties from our Pokemon TCG. Who's with me? No more ties. 50-minute best of 3 is a plague on our game that we play, chatters. A plague. All right, let's look at the special event. Yep, won by Gardevoir. All right, give me the metagame. By Metashare. All right, so at any tournament you go to. All right, Joltik box for the special event in Seville was almost 5%, 164, 150. Yeah. All right. Why is there a Galvantula in here? Can someone give me a serious answer? Charizard? The Galvantula. I guess you absolutely dominate Enzork, so that's fine. It is nice to dominate Enzork. Okay, so what are your bad matchups? 12-12-5 is dead even versus Dragapult. 14-7-6, you're positive versus Gardevoir. I would feel like Golden Go would be a deck I didn't want to see, but looking at these, like, this all seems very manageable. 6-4-6 versus Goldengo Dunsparce, 8-5-3. Like that seems manageable for sure. You can work with that. Yeah, for walls, for Stone Mask. You can't hit Stone Mask. You've got an ability. Quit playing with me. Isn't the whole point of Stone Mask that you can't have an ability? All right, Jesse, you guys are playing Joltik box this weekend, aren't you? You can't even help yourselves. Just freaking play the Joltik box, dude. I know you guys want to. I know you want to. I haven't even been testing with you guys, and I know that that's one of the two decks you're choosing between. I haven't even tested or talked at all. Stop stereotyping you? I'll stop stereotyping you when you stop being so predictable. If I were going to Milwaukee, I would 100% be playing this deck. No questions asked. 100%. You get to play like a third deck that is like solid into Dragapult and Guardy while holding its own versus the rest. Yeah, dude, that's like a no-brainer. It's Miraidon. Miraidon is back, dude. Joltik box is not in the top 2. Well, that's good because it's in my top 2 for NAIC right now. Listen, if I can't play my freaking Rockets deck, then I might as well just play Miraidon. So we'll do one of those. Either Rockets deck for NAIC or Miraidon. How much the Rockets Mewtwo alt art cost? Man. Why am I logged out? All right, I feel pretty confident. Now I just need to do a little bit of testing. All right, what's the weakness of the Joltik Miraidon deck? Connor, we'd be a dangerous testing group. You and I. Just one lightning lover enabling another. Is the Iron Leaves, is that thing worth it? What is Iron Leaves doing for us? That deck stinks, bro. Says Ben Morse, the Guardy player. Yeah, you would say that. Iron Leaves breaks retreat lock. It's true. One time it does. Yeah. That's interesting. The weakness is only 3 cards that draw cards. Yeah, you don't need to play cards that draw cards. You've got Mew and Pheasantipity and Miraidon tandem unit. Aren't you just trying to Crispin every turn? Or boss? Yeah, I can imagine Leaves being fine. Yeah. Now this stuff, this makes me itchy. I absolutely loathe. I hate that decks play Arven, like 4 Arven and like 1 tool. That makes me so mad. This deck has 3 tools. That seems like fine to me. But honestly, like 4 Arven and we have 3 tools and none of them are Forest Seal Stone. Like, that makes me mad. And like, we're really playing 4 Arven in a deck that has 3 tools, none of which seem important. Like, this is what I'm saying. All we need is like a little bit of deck building know-how. You don't need to play 4 Arven in a deck. Like, what are we doing with 4? There are 4 Arven in this deck. in a Badoo format, and you've got 3 tools that don't make a big difference. Why? Arvin makes sure you get the turn 1 nest ball to set up. I would literally rather play Iono. You have to get the turn 1 Joltik attack. Yeah, it's such bad value for the rest of the game, though. It's like horrible value for the rest of the game. Yeah, plus you play Latias. I don't know. It really grosses me out to see Arvin just jammed in decks like this that don't really even. There's not even generator in this deck, man. All right, dude. I can't put Arvin in this deck. I can't. There's no generator. It just dawned on me there's no generator. Dude, it's horrible. Arvin in this deck is terrible. Look at it. What is it doing? It's just horrible value. If you miss the Joltik attack, turn 1 you lose. There's got to be a better way. There has to be a better way. You play 4 Nest Ball and 4 Ultra Ball. Miraidon searches the Joltik. You could just go get Latias. It's not that bad. Like, Latias gives your guy a free retreat. Of course, I'm not saying that the deck needs to play Generator, but what I'm saying is Arvin is bad in a deck that doesn't play Generator. That's what I'm saying. You play 4 Arvin in a deck that wants to use Arvin on 1 turn. That feels horrible. Not to mention this deck plays almost no hand-fixing cards. It plays 1 Iono. Which also seems horrible. You end up going Arvin for Pokegear most of the time to try and find a Crispin. That's so stupid. Why don't we just play a draw supporter then? Like Research or Iono or something. I think it's possible to build this deck in a way that you don't have to play Arvin on turn 1 in order to win. That's what I'm saying. I really don't. I don't. Tag Team Podcast on YouTube commenting, I missed you on the podcast last night. Hope you're well. Thank you, Tag Team Podcast. I missed you guys too. It has been a very hectic few weeks at the Mahone household, but all is well. It's just, got dad stuff going on, man. And sometimes like I had church meeting late Monday night, and then when Tuesday night rolled around, I really needed a night to get some stuff together. So, couldn't do it. Is League happening? Yes, but round 2 was a donk. Round 2 was a donk. What do you what? I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job filling airtime here. Well, we don't even like to talk about Pokemon cards anymore? Fine, back to League. Jesse said, let's cut 4 Arvin and 3 Gear for 4 Research and 3 Iono. That's what I'm saying. I'm literally saying that. Like, you instantly make the deck better. You know what the best thing Guardy did? The best thing Guardy did was what? Cut the Arvins. Cut the Arvins, chat. Cut them. Cut the Arvins. That card is washed. Terrible card. That card is trash. Honestly though, like, without Forest Sealstone, I'm like off that card, dude. That card, like, unless you're playing TM Evolution or something, I can't stand it. That card is half the card it used to be, and there's Badoo now, right? Did Badoo kill Arvin? I'm trying to say yes. I think people learned how to deck build during Arvin format, and then rotation happened, and they haven't learned how to deck build without Arvin. It's a crutch. It's a crutch. I'm saying. It's a weakness. This is just my anti-Karina. My anti-Karina streak is coming back. Listen. I want a regional championship with Landy Bats with no Karina. Why? Because Karina is weak. Why? Because Seismitoad existed, and Karina does nothing under item lock. So you should play draw supporters. Yes. Yes. Real draw supporters. Yes. Yes. We should just play real draw supporters to help you draw cards and do things. Instead of Arvin, which does nothing in this deck. I don't know. Part of me hates this game because it feels like deck building is just like, God, man, like, it's all about the turn 1 now. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that, like, your entire deck design is like, oh, so what if this card is terrible value the entire game? It's just, you just want to pop off on turn 1, bro. Like, that sucks, man. I'm not going to lie. That definitely sucks. JW on the Tag Team podcast says, bro has 1 kid and says it's hectic. It's all about how much attention you give to the kid, JW. It's all about the attention that you give. All right, and our round number 3 is underway. Let's go. We've got Chase on the left versus Joe on the right. Excellent. Didn't I love Irida? Well, yeah, I mean, Irida was cool during, like, you know, a non-item lock format when I was trying to get my turn 2 Baxcalibur into play so that I could go blow things up with Chen Pao. By the way, can I just play Chen Pao for NAIC? Is that a thing? Why don't we just bring Chen Pao back? All right. Chase has got his Dragapult deck. And Joe opens Duskull. Might be a Dragapult mirror. Is Terrabox washed? Terrabox was kind of like really hyped heading into this whole format. Is Terrabox lame sauce? Tony in the Twitch chat says all these goons do is play and talk about Dragapult. I know. What's up? Why is there a Dragapult infestation at our good God-fearing league? Like, what is going on here? Why is it? There's not even any Guardy players. It's just all Dragapult all the time. This is all. Why? It's at all leagues, and the league battle deck just made it worse. Golly. All right, Joe going for that turn one Hawlucha. I just need to find a deck to like fanboy over for like 2 months. I know. Ben Morse, you got to start showing up to our standard league so that you can show these Dragapult players what's what. I don't know why people would be hesitant to play Guardy. It just seems like the clear BDIF. It seems easier to play than Dragapult. Honestly. Chase is coming to the studio tomorrow and is going to get some games going with me, testing next format decks. With Chase, I'm going to try and keep things, lighthearted. We're going to play decks that are maybe not necessarily meta decks. We're going to try out like the Porygon deck. I'm going to try out the Ethan's Typhlosion deck. Just kind of see how the new cards work. I'm going to try out the Mewtwo deck. And then I know when Jesse comes into... Because Jesse can't not try hard. That's just... It's in his bones. It's in his blood. He's got to be sweaty, okay? So when Jesse... By the time Jesse comes into the studio next week, all the fun, joy, and whimsy will be gone, and we'll just be talking about which decks are the best decks, of which all the Rockets decks, I'm sure, will be getting absolutely punted, but... All right, we got an Ultra Ball from Joe. And let's see what Joe's going to do with that Ultra Ball. I'm guessing Dracloak. And there he is. Dracloak. Now, are we just not item locking here? Is that what's going on? Did we have a gentleman's agreement to not Badoo lock? Yeah, Gardevoir got a lot easier when you're not doing like 20 game actions per turn. I mean, literally, it's a 4 research, 4 Iono deck. It's not that complicated. Yeah, I feel like we had a no Badoo gentleman's agreement here. Like, hey, bro, let's just skip the whole item locking thing. All right, Joe's got 2 Dracloak on the bench, Clops on the bench. And now Chase is getting his Dracloak evolved up. Very cool. I was playing my Rockets Mewtwo deck, like just some sample hands against Dragapult. Rockets Mewtwo should like destroy Dragapult, right? Am I like tripping? I was just kind of doing some tests. Like I did a simple test game, like one test game. And that matchup seems like unsalvageable for Dragapult. The matchup seemed like incredibly free. Because you have Articuno and you have Mimikyu, and you can make it so your Mimikyu one-shots Dragapult, or you could just one-shot Dragapult with Mewtwo. You could one-shot Dragapult with Mewtwo using Clefairy, or you could actually just attach a Max Belt and one-shot Dragapult that way. I mean, we don't get the Psyduck, but you just mow down Dragapults. I don't know. You don't even have to play Max Belt. You could play Prime Catcher. Whatever. You don't have to play Max Belt. You could just play Lily's Clefairy EX. What do you have to hit that has 300 hit points? Archaludon? I mean, I guess you play Max Belt for like Prime with 4 Giovanni. Yeah, probably not. Not necessary. Gardevoir. Yeah, you probably should just play Max Belt. Sure. Max Belt's fine. Your 280 hit point basic Pokemon doing 320 damage. I just don't know if there's a better way to fix the math. I mean, the Rockets Mewtwo deck is really not a Monkey Dory deck. All right, and we got another pass. Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 charms in my Mewtwo deck right now. Got a couple of charms. Yeah, and that's the thing is you don't even really need Prime Catcher and Unfair Stamp because your supporters kind of emulate those. So really the Max Belt is kind of the card that seems like the best card to play. You want to play Bomberman Archaludon? Archaludon with the rocket bombs. So you could hit, what, 240 sometimes? I'm not infatuated with the rocket bomb. 20 damage on a flip. I mean, I could like maybe see it in some sort of crazy hyper aggressive deck that was trying to play like it's like Crobat ability on a or Golbat ability on an item card. Well, the problem with it is that I mean, but the Golbat's not good. 20 damage is just not I don't know. It's not what it used to be, folks. 20 damage used to be a lot. Now it's all about that 30 damage. $20 damage, I feel like, did not keep up with inflation. HP inflation. That's my feel. All right. I did, admittedly, I built my Rockets Mewtwo deck last night, and I was like so proud of it. But I forgot to put in I did forget to put in the Rockets energy, so I need to. I was like, it was one of those situations where I was like, dang, dude, I've got so much deck space. This is crazy. Like, what am I even going to put in here? I've got so much room for activities. You've all done it. Don't you dare judge me, chatters. You've all done that. Every single last one of you has done it. Dang, bro, I've got so much space in here. No, I don't think you need to play Colress to find the rocket energy. No. You wouldn't do that. No, because you just want to play supporters that are searchable with your you want to play supporters that juice your stadium to help you draw cards and that you can search out with your rocket radar. Yeah, you don't want to play any non-rocket. You just want to commit to the rocket stuff. And with 4 energy, and not to mention, like, you don't need the energy in order to attack. You know, that just helps. I think I like a fat 4/4 line. I think I like a fat 4/4 line of the Spide Ops. Now the thing is, I mean, I'm seeing some lists. Yeah, the factory's crazy. I'm seeing some lists play like a Lily's Clefairy EX and a Pheasantipity EX. If you play those, though, and they're in play, you can't use the Ariana or whatever to, like, full effect. Looks like Joe got the dub there. All right, Joe. That's a Dragapult mirror right there. That's what a Dragapult mirror looks like, folks. All right, let's talk Rocket deck, shall we? Let's freaking talk Rocket deck. What's the best way to build decks with the new cards? Is it Jake Gearhart's app? Does Limitless have a deck builder that lets you use the new Japanese cards yet? Probably not, right? Just use Limitless? All right. New Pokemon deck. Okay. Search. There we go, baby. All right, how do I add? This is the best deck builder? Really? All right, that's fine. All right, that looks fine. Okay, Spide Ops. Tarantula. Badoo killer right here. Oh, got to zoom out a bit. Oh, that's nice. I see. That's nice. Oh, okay, yeah, this is looking better now. I like this. That looks great. Thank you, Gravebeard2, for the Prime sub in the 30 months. Appreciate it. Okay. Mimikyu. Blammo. Got it. All right, let's look at what else I've got going on in here. Articuno. Need it. No, I need that. Clefairy. Fez. Potentially a Wobbuffet. Sure, why not? We'll put a Wob in here. Though I think the Mimikyu is better than the Wob. Probably. The Wob might just be cheese. Because you guys don't have free retrieve. Oh. Yeah, Wob's kind of cool. Like, I mean, it heals your guy, right? I mean, that's kind of good. Gotta play for Ariana, right? Yeah, that card's nuts. Definitely going for Ariana. I like one or two of those. I like at least three of those. I like one of these. I've seen people not playing this card. That seems crazy. Like, playing one? Like, you want to play one, right? Yeah, one seems quite good. I'm on at least three of those. I like the I like counter catcher in here. You play one counter catcher, that's fine. Gotta play four. I think if you're not playing for that card, I think that card's crazy. And then you want to play the green-haired lady. What's the green-haired lady? Oh, there she is, yeah. I think you want to play two of those. That's a dude. Well. Sorry, bud. I think kind of androgynous. I'd say it's definitely androgynous. I mean, they're definitely androgynous. That's a dude. Well, you know. Yeah, I thought it was seemed like a girl's haircut. What can I say? Yeah, your draw power in this deck is kind of nuts. Okay, you want to play Ultra Ball. And you want to play like bunch of Ultra Ball. You want to play some Energy Switch. You want to play some Vessels. I have a counter catcher in here. One Night Stretcher. Okay. I got a Petrol in here. I think one Petrol is quite good. Yeah, you got to play the 4 Rocket Energy, yeah. I'll play at least a couple Psychic Energy and some Grass. I think I like 3/3, but I've seen 2/3. But honestly, 2/3 seems like really light on a deck that wants to get energy in the discard pile, just from my opinion. You want the Vessel. Probably play like 2 or 3 of those. You could go like 2 is fine, 3 is fine. Energy Switch. You probably want 3. Bravery Charm. Honestly, you could play 2. You could play 1. Nice, it's sorted. That's fun. 2 petrol. Now you're getting carried away. You could search out your petrol with the radar. You don't need to play 2. Now I am playing 2 proton because that card just seems like that's the card you want to play turn 1 every game. You don't want to prize it, right? Like you want to go turn 1 proton every single game. And not to mention with the 4 radar and the 2 proton, you have like a pretty high chance of just opening it. Because you're not playing Nest Ball. I don't even think it's worth. I've seen some lists playing Buddy Buddy Poffin. I don't think that that's worth it. I would rather play the Rockets Ball. Just play like a couple Rocket Balls. Four bug catching set? I think the Rocket Ball is not bad. How many cards I got in this deck? 56? That's pretty good. We got 2 Charm already? It's pretty good. Counter Catcher is another card you can add. Night Stretcher is another card you can add. Okay. What other whimsical cards we got in here? Yeah, that's basically it. Cool. And then I would like to add like 1 Rocket Ball or 2 Rocket Balls. So you can cut that. Slap a pair of Rocket Balls in there. Boom. Now we got ourselves a nice... Oh, 59? My math is bad? You don't really need a lot of balls. You could even get away with 0 Rocket Balls, but I think having a couple is kind of nice. Just boost consistency. I don't think you need 3 Mewtwo. I think 2 is fine. He's got 280 hit points. You play Bravery Charm. Make him really big. I do like 2 Charm. I think 2 Charm is crazy. For the same reason Charm is good in like Gardevoir, right? You put the Charm on Pheasantipity, put the Charm on, you know, just literally put the Charm on anybody, bro. Like just put the Charm on, heck, put the Charm on Mimikyu, dude. I don't actually know that you want to start Mewtwo. I don't know if your opponent is item locking you, you want to open this guy and just kill it. I think 2 Mewtwo with the Night Stretcher is fine, personally, because you've got Mimikyu. It's like fine. Make a deck picture. How do you play test? I don't even know how to use this thing, dude. Nice. Got the image. All right. Play test. Oh, no. No Sneasel. I think the Sneasel's terrible. Yeah, unfortunately. I love Sneasel. I'm a big Sneasel fan, but I just do not think the Sneasel is very good, unfortunately. Got to hit new game. All right. Boom. Look at that. We opened both our Mewtwo's. Yo, what's up, Matty Velasquez? Yo, how you doing? The tier 3 sub in the 28 months. Appreciate you, Matt. Thanks. How do you draw a card? All right, I've promoted my Pokemon. How do you draw? Nope. That's not it. Close. Click turn 0. Ooh, I drew. Okay. I would like to bench my Tarantula. I would like to bench this guy. And I would like to play Mr. Proton. All right. And then I'm going to get some basics out of my deck and into my hand. All right. How do I do that? All right. I played Proton to hand. Oh, nice. We have shortcuts. Okay. Boom. Boom. And boom. Do they have to go to hand or straight to bench? Let's see. What do you guys say? Do they have to? They can go to hand? All right, hype. S is shuffle. Shuffled. Oh, wait, I'm seeing the... Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, it's broken for sure. What does this guy do? Oh, yeah, that guy sucks. We should definitely cut that thing. Okay. Yeah, get that thing out of here. Boom. Hand. Okay. Close. Psychic Energy to Mewtwo. Pass. That's turn 1 going first. Okay. All right. Turn 2. Boom. Draw. Okay. We go. Ariana. Fill to 8. So I will draw 5. That sure is 8. All right. I'm not doing anything. What the heck? I missed everything, chatters. All right. This is so sad. New game. Shuffle. New game. All right, I open WAP. Do I want to open WAP? I don't want to open WAP. I open Tarantula. Draw. Okay. This opening hand stinks. I probably lose. Let's say I went second. Fine. Go Grass Energy here. Play that. Draw 4. Yep, that's still really bad, guys. All right, back to the drawing board. You're going to need 4 balls, like I said. 1 of those. Very good, very good. We need 2 energy switch. Counter catcher stinks. You play Guzma. What do we need that for? And then We just needed, I feel like we needed, yeah, the third vessel. Yeah. Okay, save. Let's go. Play game. Play test. New game. Oh, yeah, we're in here. Horrible opener, dude. All right, no, new game. There we go. Okay. Draw for turn. This is fine. Is it fine, though? Why is this going horribly? All right, we need to cut the Wobbuffet from the deck. It's not doing anything good for us. We keep opening it and stuff. Oh, I don't even think you need the Fez, bro. We'll cut the Fez. You don't even need to play Pheasantipity. That's how broken this deck is. Okay. Four Vessel. Another Mimikyu. Save. All right, here we go. This is going to be the broken list right here. All right, I can't for the life of me find a Rocket Radar. This is so sad. Why is it so hard to find Rocket Radar? I've got Mewtwo. Draw. Okay, now this hand finally is looking playable. Wonderful. I'm going first. I play Rocket Radar. I get you to hand, you to hand. And you to hand because I'm playing against Dragapult. Boom, boom, pow. And then guess what? Most broken part of my deck. Dang it. Draw two. Do that. Is it a heads or tails? Flip coin. Tails. There we go. Boom. Another one. Flip coin. Heads. Thank you. Gonna get this guy. I forgot the supporter. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You're in the discard pile. Great. Okay. And then I will attach R energy to my Mewtwo and pass. Yeah, it's pretty hype. Okay. Turn 2. Evolve here. Evolve here. And we use the Ariana to draw 5. We got to play more ways to get energy in the discard pile. It's fine, though. Whoa. That's not what I wanted. Put the energy on the guy. Like that. I got to do my stadium draw. It's true. Getting these energy switches, but no way to get the energy into the discard pile. So, we're playing 4 Ultra Ball. We're playing 4 Vessel. So, I don't know that there's a better way to get energy into the discard pile. I don't know that there is. Play Fighting Energy and 1 Drillbur. Yeah, I mean, I think 4 Vessel is just, in 4 Ultra Ball, you ought to be able to get energy into the discard pile. It's a good opening hand. Okay. Right? I mean, there you go. Going first. Okay. I think with this deck, you actually choose to go first every game, too. Are y'all with me on that? Okay, because you can actually play your supporter going first, right? So I do think I like that. And then you earthen vessel and discard that. All right, we've got round 4 coming up. Energy to Mewtwo. And you just might as well vessel that away as well. Yeah, all right, that type. Okay, all right, I got the deck. Got the deck figured out. There it is. Boom. Cool. I'll make my list look like that. Round number 4 is upon us, chatters. Let's do this thing and get into it. 4th and final round of Standard League at Full Grip Games. Austin, Charles, and Jack Hoop Dog Hooper. Let's go. Both these players are 3-0. Playing for the dub tonight. Round number 4. Let's get started. We'll see what matchup we got. Looks like Jack's got a Fan Rotom. And I see some lightning energy on Austin's side. Looks like we got Dragon Shield Petrol versus Sky Blue. Winner of tonight's League Night's going to take home $90 store credit. So big payouts today. We had 16 players. Now our final match is underway. Looks like Jack's going to go first. And it is a Raging Bolt EX deck featuring Fan Rotom, and here we go. Fan Call. Going to allow Jack to search out 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 hit points or less. Put them into hand. I expect Jack to get Parahoot, maybe a Noctowl. Looks like Jack is eyeing up Ditto. Ditto could use the Transformative Start ability to transform into Pokemon of Jack's choosing. If Jack can get that Pokemon into the active spot. Got a Nest Ball. And I expect Jack to find maybe a Raging Bolt so that he can get an energy down on it. Oh, Squawkabilly. Looks like it's going to be a Squawk and Seize. And I did forget about the Ditto. The Ditto can use transformative starts so long as Jack can get it into the active spots. So I do expect Jack to probably retreat that. And it looks like Jack thinning the second Fan Rotom out of his deck. And there we go, paying to retreat into Ditto. And Ditto will use transformative starts. This is a little bit of a scary prospect. You don't know exactly what you're playing against. You know, putting the 2 prize liability in the active spot, kind of scary. If Austin is also playing Raging Bolts. But Raging Bolt decks don't always get the turn 1 knockout anymore. Not since rotation, not since Radiant Greninja is gone. It's not really a thing that they do too often these days. With Squawk and Seize, Jack's got a fresh hand of 6. And looks like he's going to extend his bench, get another Raging Bolt into play. And also Slitherwing. Okay. And I think I see Asada's Vitality in his hand, so seems solid. And what deck is Austin playing? Looks like it is the Joltik Miraidon deck. And with the Muse starts, it's an easy retreat into Joltik. I'm actually very curious to see how this matchup plays out. Jack has kind of got the immediate answer for a Pikachu EX with the Slitherwing. Looks like Austin's going to Nest Ball for Miraidon, Tandem Unit for Iron Hands and Joltik. See, this is what I'm talking about. Arvin, like, what is even Arvin getting here? You guys see what I'm saying? Experience share. That is a cool old experience share. I like that. I'm definitely an Arvin hater. I feel like Arvin is getting played in absolutely everything. It doesn't necessarily need to be. All right, Arvin. We got Ultra Ball and an EXP share. So Joltik getting the energy is going to be able to flood the board with energy. EXP share going on to Pikachu. So it'll take that lightning if the Joltik gets knocked out. And Jolting Charge. Charge 4 energy from the deck into play. Gonna get a pair of Grass and a pair of Lightning. And I expect to see Grass and a Lightning go on to Pikachu. Or I guess... No, it's going to be 1 Grass onto Pikachu, probably. Yeah, save the Lightning for the XP share. And then everything else go on to the Iron Hands. Got a Teal Dance from Jack. And then a Jewel Seeker is going to allow Jack to get 2 trainer cards from the deck into his hand. Right here, I think he's got... I felt like he had Sada's Vitality already in his hand. But perhaps I'm mistaken. We'll take a look at his hand once he uses this Jewel Seeker. If he does already have Sada in hand, then I would have really liked to see Jack save the Jewel Seeker for after the Sada's Vitality, because you want to just use the Sada's Vitality, see what you draw into first. And then go fill in the cracks with the Jewel Seeker. And it looks like Jack is having a little bit of a tough time deciding what to find off of the Jewel Seeker. And that's because Jack doesn't really need anything. Unless he's looking for the Prime Catcher, in which case maybe the Prime Catcher is prized. Prime Catcher here would have been pretty nice. However, I still maintain, because Jack does have the Sada's Vitality in hand already, and I think that Jack should have played the Sada before Jewel Seeker. Because again, you want to see what you draw into, and then really just use the Sada as like, yeah, you want to draw first, and then see what you're getting. Now, Jewel Seeker could have been interesting because Jack could have knocked out... No, because you don't have a way to get... Unless there's a Latias, too. If Jack got Latias, then maybe the Teal Mask could knock out the Iron Hands or the boss. And that would require a lot of investment, but it is possible. And then the Teal Mask would just get absolutely destroyed by Pikachu, but it's fine because then there's Slitherwing there. It does look like maybe the Latias is prized too, so just kind of tough, right? And I think that Jack certainly ought to have used the Sada first, unless he was going for the boss play with Jewel Seeker. And then I think Sada is... You actually want to start your turn with Sada and then Jewel Seeker later. Okay, the EXP share on Austin's bench procs. And Austin will send up Mew. And at this point, I mean, Austin's got a fully loaded board, kind of everything going according to plan. Can use Tandem Unit to search out 2 more Lightning Pokemon, put them on the bench. And since Austin is playing against a Raging Bolt deck, he doesn't necessarily have to worry about Joltik being a huge liability. So he can freely put the Joltik down. And then is going to think about the second Pokemon if he would like one. It looks like he is going to shuffle up. And from this point, Pikachu should be able to take an easy knockout on the Raging Bolts. Got a gear coming, and it's a swing and a miss. And then Ultra Ball could thin this hand down more. I do see a boss in Austin's hand, but he needs another energy. for either of his attackers. He needs another energy. So he's kind of got to count on finding one. And I think Austin may have prized his Pheasantipity, as we do not see Austin going for Pheasantipity EX. So it's going to have to rely on the draw of Mew to find an energy. And keep in mind, just soaked, 4 energy out of the deck with Joltik and its Jolting Charge. Austin does have a guaranteed knockout lined up, though. I think you just use Boss's Orders on the Squawkabilly. It's guaranteed 2 prizes with the Iron Hands. So I think I would like to see Austin just kind of guarantee that. But Crispin works too. I mean, it's fine. Crispin, you can go get the metal energy that you need for the Pikachu. Maybe get another energy. It looks like Psychic is the choice. So Pikachu is going to take the knockouts on this Raging Bolt here. The metal energy attachment from Crispin, Psychic onto the Iron Hands. Now both these Pokemon are loaded up. And Pikachu will take the first 2 prize knockouts. Topaz Bolt for 300 damage. Austin takes the prize lead. Jack's going to promote the Slitherwing, which does get around Pikachu's Resolute Heart ability, because Slitherwing burns the opponent's active and also one-hit KOs Pikachu with its attack. So the burn does hit through that Resolute Heart, since Pikachu's Resolute Heart leaves it with 10 hit points remaining when it gets one-hit KO'd with full health. And then the burn ticks between turns, and the Pikachu will get knocked out, leaving it an effective one-hit KO. See the Slitherwing getting powered up. Slitherwing is going to get knocked out by the Iron Hands. Yes, that is a thing. It looks like Jack's going to play Crispin as his supportive return. Has a Lightning and a Grass in deck, so barely able to fulfill the 2 different energy requirements. I think I only saw 2 Lightning and 1 Grass. But got there. Lightning to Raging Bolts. And Fez getting dropped. Sure. Here we go. Flip the script. Jewel Seeker. What else are we looking for here? Got a Jamming Tower, which doesn't really seem to make too much of a difference. Though I guess you could bump your own Squawkabilly. Counter Catcher. The Counter Catcher on the hands would actually go crazy. Counter Catcher? Yeah, that would be kind of sick. Okay. Yeah, Slitherwing's got the Burning Turbulence attack. Would knock out the hands. And it looks like Jamming Tower is going to allow Jack to clear his own Noctowl, and the Squawkabilly, Counter Catcher, bringing up that Iron Hands. And just like that, Jack is able to clear the hands threats while taking 2 prizes. So Jack's going to take the lead. And Burning Turbulence places 9 damage counters on Slitherwing. All right, so we've got a close game. Austin now has 0 energy in play. Used Crispin as supporter last turn. And still doesn't have Fez. Oh yeah, Austin did not proc the EXP share, which is funny because it is a choice. So, yeah, proccing EXP share is a choice. And well, I think he forgot. Oh, it's Jamming Tower. I forgot, chatters. It's because of Jamming Tower. You're trolling me. You're trolling me. Yes, the Jamming Tower turns off the XP share. Thank you. Okay, we got Super Rod, chuck some energy back into the deck, and then what do we got? Boss's orders. Yeah, Austin has nothing. And chatters, I know I've been harping on this, but imagine if Austin had draw supporters in his deck and not just Arvin. Okay, I know, guys. Imagine. I'm saying the Arvin in this deck is horrible. He's got Mew for 1. And it's an Arvin. And guess what? Arvin doesn't do anything. Because the card's terrible in this deck. Oh, what is going on here? Yeah, boss cannot use Arvin. Yep, but they caught it. It's all good. If people aren't hip to the Joltik Miraidon box with no Arvin, I'll just bring it to NAIC. That's what we'll do. Honestly, yeah. I mean, we're kind of seeing what can happen to the Joltik Toolbox deck when you run out of steam. Like, it starts hot, but it should be pretty simple. You just close the game out with Blood Moon Ursaluna. But I am really not convinced that this deck needs to be running Arvin. I get it that Austin prized Fezandipity, which is certainly like making his game plan a little bit more difficult. But still, like, it's all right, we got Raging Bolt, knockout. Jack going to go to 2 prizes remaining. And is Jack going to get the dub tonight? with Raging Bolts. It's looking that way. Jack with the Dubsky. Let's see. Miraidon, tandem units. It's looking like it's Jack's game to lose. I don't think there's anything Austin can do to kind of finagle his way out of this one. Fails the tandem units. And it's got Stinky No Good Arvin in his hand, which can get a vessel so that you can attack with Blood Moon, right? So it's what you got to do. Yeah. Peter asks in the Twitch chat, did something happen earlier this stream? Why is Arvin the new focus of all my hate? Because I was looking at Joltik Miraidon deck lists earlier and was commenting on how bad I think Arvin is in the deck. Because it just seems like an extremely low value supporter, and the deck's playing 4 of them. And it's like a supporter that's good on turn 1, but terrible the rest of the game in this deck. Because the deck doesn't even play Generator. It's just kind of a horrible card in the deck after turn 1. And we're kind of seeing the fruit of that right here. I mean, Austin did prize his Pheasantipity, but he's basically unable to play the game with the deck as constructed without Pheasantipity. I mean, it's just been kind of miserable. Now, I can still take this knockout, but if Jack can just find a Raging Bolts, he can win. And maybe Jack found Prime Catcher. It looks like Jack does have Prime Catcher. And Boss, that'll do it. Boss of Miraidon, Slitherwing. Jack prized Boss's orders as well, and that is it. Jack Hooper is your league champ tonight. So congratulations to Jack Hooper on the win. With Raging Bolts, GG's, and congratulations to Jack on a job well done with the Raging Bolt deck. Tough one there for Austin. I know Austin prized Pheasantipity that game, so not the best. But it was a good league night nonetheless. It was very nice to get to talk cards and deck lists and all of that, and got to see some nice games of Pokemon as well. And that is going to do it for me tonight, folks. I'll be back tomorrow night with Gym Leader Challenge League here at Full Grip Games. So definitely make sure to tune in tomorrow night, about 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll be here commentating over our Gym Leader Challenge League night at Full Grip Games. Again, make sure to check out FullGripGames.com for all the best Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed products. We've also got some huge events on the way. The Full Grip Games Destined Rivals 6K doubleheader, of course, happening at the end of May. It's coming up quick, folks, and registration is going. We've got over 90 players signed up for standard, over 60 players signed up for Gym Leader Challenge. So definitely make sure to book your spots if you're considering traveling out. It's going to be a ton of fun and the largest Gym Leader Challenge cash tournament ever held. So quite excited about that. And Then we've also got our retro series coming up. We just finished our first event of our retro series this past weekend, the Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder event, which John Patterson won with his Zoroark GX Decidueye GX deck. July 26th, mark your calendars. We've got the base Neo tournaments coming up. Never been a better time to build your first base Neo deck, folks. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great night. Goodbye.